Good evening. Welcome to tonight's video. I do hope you're enjoying the series as it's going so far. Without further ado, Part 6 of PFBI. Hey guys, something very interesting happened recently. So I was called to see the new CEO of the company. It's kind of odd. No one else has even met the man yet. Only the rumors passed around. And I reluctantly and kind of excitedly went to see what was so important that required my presence specifically. It took some time to get to the inner sanctum of the building. It was protected by a large door with a scanner for security. It scanned me and opened very slowly. Horror movie much? Inside I saw rows of test tubes with humanoid figures inside, each with various loading percentages displayed above them, along names like regeneration, ignition, manipulation, and many others. In front of me were 3 figures. 2 of them seemed to be arguing, a well-suited man and a large, old, buff guy. The third one seemed to ignore the other 2. He was average height and looked ripped as hell. Patches of his skin looked plated with bone, similar to an ant's exoskeleton. The businessman-looking guy held up his hands to the big guy once he noticed me.
Ah, Mr. Lynch. I've been hearing about you lately. Taking charge in a case you weren't qualified for. Bold, but stupid. Mind explaining yourself?
My body ran cold. His eyes seemed to burrow into my soul. At that moment, any amount of smartassing around disappeared instantly. I had a few questions I wanted to ask. I felt the usual questions wouldn't get what we wanted out of him. That, and I had some information to base my questions off of that no one else had. And yes, I wasn't qualified. I stood there, waiting to be fired, or just expecting to be crushed to death by the big guy. Unexpectedly, the business guy just started laughing.
Taking initiative as well as having honesty. As unruly as you are, you've my respect for that. Call me Drake. I'm running everything here now. No council of group members. Just me and my loyal subjects.
Okay, thank you? I glanced at the 2 others. So, do they have names?
Well, naturally. Just not normal names as you'd expect. The big man is my bodyguard. Punisher.
Wait, like the Marv?
No, not like the show. I can't count how many people have asked. My Punisher is beyond human capabilities. The other man is my most unruly subject. Beast.
That name terrified me, yet unexpectedly, Beast stuck out his hand to shake. In a sleepy, gravelly voice he asked,
"How do you do?"
Terrified, and kind of relieved actually. "Do you even lift?" He smirked at that remark. With a name, I was expecting him to be primal. He seemed to be more intellectual.
Ah yes, I almost forgot why I've called you here, Lynch. I've come to learn of your posts you've been sending, as well as your punishment that followed suit. Completely ridiculous, you've not divulged the actual secret of this place. Not that it matters anymore. But I promise you, as long as I remain here in my position, you're free to post to your heart's content. No reprimands.
The door behind me began to open again right as he finished. A very lovely but firm Scottish voice came from the direction.
Drake, you bastard! I'm here! What the fuck do you want?
Drake ran a hand through his hair and sighed.
Ah, apologies, Lynch. I have other business I have to attend. You may return to your duties.
I turned around and saw a quite stunningly beautiful woman with fiery orange hair making a beeline towards Drake. She completely ignored me. I left before I could hear what they were discussing. Once I got back, I told Selena everything, wondering what she thought of it.
If you're saying it's true, we may be fucked. In not a good way. I say we, but you should be safe.
Safe from what?
Not what, but who? There are beings in this reality who haven't even touched this world. If they do, we kind of almost guarantee death.
Well, if they're from space, not our problem then.
I'm serious, Jin. Lich, this isn't a joking matter. Promise me you'll be smart for once. Please?
Fine, if it makes you not stress out.
Good enough.
Other than that, I found another one of my old scriptings as well. I completely forgot about this one. It's been a few years since I've seen it. So a long time ago, our entire network was shut down. It took some time to fix everything and find the cause. We finally traced it back to the source. The signal originated from an abandoned apartment building in New York. We looked into the records. No one had lived there for a very long time. A team was sent over to investigate. It took them a week to even find the building. Now we had the address to the building, and no, I'm not sharing it. The squad goes to the address, and there's just an empty field. 7 days passed, and on the other side of the city, they finally found the place. The apartment building was scoured through top and bottom. The only thing strange they found there was a solitary room with an old PC, a monitor, a mattress, and a bathroom. After a few minutes, the suspect came out of the bathroom holding their hands up. A kid who looked to be 13 or 14. So we brought him in for questioning, having no other leads. Interrogating him was Katya. She was the last survivor of a long-lost clan. Hardly anything was left to distinguish which tribe it was. From my experience witnessing her, she could read people's souls, or auras, to see if they told the truth or lied.
So, kid, what's your name?
Onyx, ma'am. I'm guessing you're Katia?
I am. So, kid, our entire network went down. It originated from your building. I'm guessing you know what caused it?
Of course. I did.
Katya began to grow more baffled and confused as she continued on.
And do you mind explaining how?
Onyx held his hands up. They looked normal, then they began to separate into thousands of oily black tendrils. Just as they had disassembled, they rejoined and formed two normal-looking hands.
I can bond with any technology and control it flawlessly. It's like hacking, but more of a living software, more human than AI.
Interesting. How'd you find out about your skills?
After I was told what my parents were. My dad is an eldritch being. Not sure if he's a god or something. My mother, I think she's human. Or at least somewhat human. After that, I've been experimenting with what I can do.
Like completely shutting down an entire network and power grid for a week?
Oh, that. Yeah, I was just flexing. I could have done a lot worse. And don't think you're all that special. You guys aren't the only ones I hack. And I don't feel like stopping.
And what if I threaten you with going to prison for people like you?
Well, Katia, we both know I'm of more use free than I would be behind bars. Or cages. Or energy-based boxes. Or underwater prisons of ancient technology. What I can give to you, and other organizations, is information. As well as an occasional favor. Or two. Unless you'd like your network shut down for a year.
Rereading this, I couldn't believe the cockiness of this little shit. But he was right. Feeling powerless, we just let him go to his own devices. As he promised, he's been giving us info on other organizations, as well as helping me out with a favor or two. Having a hacker friend is interesting, to say the least. I know this is a long post, but I couldn't just keep this to myself. It's way too much to keep inside my head. Whatever's coming, I hope I survive it. Until next time, I'm your friendly PFBI guy. An interesting turn. A tribe that is no longer existing, and an eldritch child. Fascinating world this is. I would like to give a humongous thank you to everyone who has helped with this part of the PFBI. Lizzy, who would voice Selena. Nightshift Ruminations, voicing Beast. Maestrus Playhouse, or also known as Somber, who voiced Drake. Fearsome Hero, who voiced Katya, or Katia, as Onyx has said. Hair-raising Narratives, who voiced Onyx. And Haley Joe Brown, who voiced, well, right to tell you that would be a spoiler. I do hope you enjoyed all the voices you heard tonight, and again, thank you all so much. This took a bit longer to put together, but I am so grateful for all of you. With that, I do wish you a good evening, day, night, morning, afternoon, whatever day or time it may be for you. And do remember, there's so much we've yet to understand in this world.